All right. Hello, traders. Good morning and welcome to Mad Money Mondays, where we won't be yelling or screaming like our colleagues in the United States do on Jim Craner's Mad Money, but we will discuss what's happening on the markets and what we can see for the week ahead. We'll discuss the large fundamental issues that are affecting the markets. Also, we'll have a look at the economic calendar. Now, I gave an assignment on Friday. I wanted to ask if you guys had an opportunity to look at Billions. Um, it's a TV show that talks about a hedge fund manager battling all sorts of legal issues and personal life and just stuff like that. It's just a very fun, artistic look into the life of a successful billionaire trader. And they're on season 4, and I just downloaded the 3rd episode. It seems a lot of fun. I'm really excited, and I just wanted to ask you guys in chat if anybody had a chance to look at that show and what your feedback is on that. So I want to say what's up to everybody in chat. Sajiri Stanley, number uno, first one in chat, welcome man. Makesh Chatawat, Kranthi, Star PKM 1010, hello. Ramjeet Yadav, hello sir. Kranthi, good question. How to trade Issei way? We all want to learn to trade the Issei way. And we will go through some of the easy things. Like here we have the Hang Seng Index. This looks like a flag pattern, so anybody who wants to trade, you'll get 80% on your return on investment, but oh my goodness. So I was disconnected from the server altogether, and I will be transitioning to another platform, probably going to be putting on a VPN account, but I can no longer trade with you guys. But are my graphs not live either? Hold on a sec, guys. Nobody tells me this stuff. 12424. Okay, so my graphs are live. Let's go back to Hang Seng. It's just closed right now, the index, I believe. Yep. So nonetheless, this is a flag pattern. See how it goes straight up, and then it hovers around this area. So when we do break out, it'll be to the upside with a large percentage, with a large probability. Now, let's go on because we have a lot of things planned. I want to say what's up to everybody in chat. So Arun Kumar, hey buddy. Sakit Singh, hello, hello. Diogo Rosa, welcome. Jeffrey Dujuan, hello. My not English. No hablo portugués. What living? Jayanti Garg, hello. Santa Khan. For those of you that don't speak English, you can just look at the pictures because I'll have all the levels put around where they need to be on my chart. So you guys can go ahead and copy my graphs. Pradeep LK Nishad, hello sir. Homilito Pedazo, hello from the Philippines. No real things, keeping it real, G. Lenchi Portillo. Muhammad Sirojudin, IDR. I'm not 100% on my internet memes. IDK is I don't know. IDR, I don't know what that means. Larry Ufooma, hello. Kevin Osoro, my Skrill doesn't have the mobile wallet option. Can anyone please help? You can always contact somebody in chat or support by clicking this little question mark and then going down to support. And they have a hotline if you live in one of these countries, or you can open up chat and somebody will get back to you very soon. Chat is really good at replying and solving all sorts of problems for you. Assalamu alaikum, walaikum assalam. Anwar Khan, hello. Papula Sharma, hey buddy. Guru Vlog, Olympi Trader. Larry Ufoma, excuse me. I'm also new, but I'll tell you, read about it on the websites and study the platform. Also be patient while trading. Larry Ufoma, first real advice. Good stuff, my man. Thank you for that. Guru Vlog, Fixer Trading, Yana Fnahuma, hello, Deposit Visa or MasterCard. Olainka, Justice from Nigeria. And I really make so much, lose on a limp binary trade. Please, I cry out here. If there any help from expert here, I strongly believe I can still make my losses and win more. Okay, so the first thing that I want to mention, so Olainka, please lower your trading amount, and that way you won't be as upset when you lose so much. The biggest mistake beginners make is they think they're going to get rich quick. I fear the markets. It's a healthy fear, just like fear of, survival, fear for your survival, fear of loss. So I approach the markets with respect. When I talk about the markets, I often refer to mother market, just talking that I have so much understanding that at any time the market can put me back to my place, can put me back into zero. So whenever I open a trade or whenever I think about the markets, I never get hot-headed and I never know for sure that I know what's going to happen. Sometimes you can even hear me acknowledge that I just don't know what's going to happen next. There isn't even a theory of probability to back up a thesis one way or the other. Like for the pound in the last 2 or 3 weeks has been so undecided because of the geopolitical turmoil that I couldn't find a place to enter. And I said that flat out. This is a currency that I would stay away from until we get some more technical patterns we can trade, until we get some more information from the British government. So that's what I want you guys to keep in mind. So Nupato Wah, this is a really good question. He says, hello, can we get a mentor? So in these webinars, you guys have really exclusive access, and I spend much more time looking at chat than any of my colleagues do because I have a deep understanding that you guys need more personal guidance, that you need more interaction, and you would like to have your word and your questions heard and answered today. That's why about half of the webinar goes to analyzing the markets, teaching whatever lesson I want to get across to you guys, or going through trades or a new strategy, and the other half is a little bit of one-on-one coaching, and I actually spend a lot of time going really deeply into your questions. So in a way, I can guide you. I won't be a full-on blown mentor, but I will be able to guide you and answer some of your questions that you may have, truthfully and honestly, with the experience I have over 7 years of trading. So Nagaraj B, he's saying that he lost $200 here, and he's feeling this anxiety that the market always goes against him. When you're in that state of mind that the market seems to be unconquerable and it goes the other direction as soon as you open a position, first thing you need to do is zoom out. Don't trade on the 1 hour time frame, trade at least on the daily time frame. And here you can see that even though we're at a flag pattern, we are also at the very top of the Hang Seng Index, at the very top that we've been, since the beginning of the year, even since last year of August. Even farther than that, since July, since end of June last year, here we are. This gray line is where the price is right now. So to say that we are going to break out today and this week is a little bit of an overstatement. So do you see that? How even on the hour time frame, which it seems like, oh wow, this is a big long time frame. Yes, this is a candle pattern, but it's only one confirmation. And when you're putting your hard-earned money, right, that you earned with blood, sweat, and tears, it's not enough to have either me say, oh, this is a buy. That's not enough. It's never enough. And it's not enough that we have a buy pattern here. And it's not enough that we have the SAR pattern here. Because when you zoom out and you look up and you see that we're at the very top that we have been in a long time, and we are at a resistance point here, well, the next point of support is this line right here, which is only 200, that looks like, or 500. That's only 200 points above. Do you guys see how that's a very, even if we do get in that position, how much time do we have up, and are we really going to continue going up? So this is just something I want you guys to keep in mind. Hi guys, are we here to get trained or Siyed Sikwalim? You are here. Rexon, welcome. Good to have you with us. Hello everyone. I've lost more than I'm winning in a limb trade. Well, whose fault is that? One Genesis. When you phrase your question like that, like someone is responsible other than you should really think about that question yet again. Syed Saklain, listen beyond the video, you'll get to know. Oh, good stuff. Syed Saklain, good reply. Right now, my hands are even shaking. Make the next up or down. Ooh, good stuff that you said that. That's it. Stop trading right now. So Olanilu, Olenka, stop trading right now. The fact that you are in shock right now, this shaking that you're having is a sense of shock. You are not going to trade good. Guaranteed, hands down, you are not in the mind state and in the physical state to trade correctly, to trade coherently. You need to be maximum focused, you need to be maximum confident, and you need to be maximum ready. Think of this as an Olympic sport. This is the best way I can describe it to you guys. Think of it as a sport. So if you are getting ready to perform in front of 100,000 people for the gold title, do you think that you would perform your best right now? And when you're trading, you know, I watched some MMA over the weekend, and I heard George St. Pierre, right? He's a fighter. He said that, you know, he gets sick every time on the day that he's got a fight. He fights about 2 times a year. And so on that day, he's really sick, and he goes into the bathroom, and everybody thinks, you know, he's doing his duty in the bathroom, but that's not the case. He's looking in the mirror, and he's reminding himself that he's a talented fighter, he's strong, he's handsome, he'll show this younger generation about, you know, how to do it correctly, how to fight correctly, how to win, how to take back what's yours. So that's the mind state that you need to be in. Before you sit down to trade, every day, you get in front of the mirror and you say, I am a consistently profitable trader. I am a winner. I am fluid, I am humble, and I am ready to move with the market. Do you see how different that is from I'm the best, I'm unbeatable? Totally different things. In trading, there's a little bit of a different approach. You need to be sneaky. You need to be sneaky as a trader. The people who you are making trades against are smart, millionaire, hedge fund managers, algorithms, and people with a lot more experience and a lot more money than you. Okay, so these people, they know what they're doing. And so you need to be quick and easy and fluid and ready to change at a moment's notice. Like right now, if we break past this level here, that's a change of reversal. That's a fade trade. We're no longer going up, we're now going down. So I want to continue on with chat, you guys. Where were we? All right. Hey, guys. Hello, mates. Paris Dev. Hello. Fadley. Hello. Richard Chacha. Hey, waiting from Kenya. I've watched previous webinars for the last 2 weeks, though not live. They're very informative. We're learning a lot for trading. Thanks, Yaroslav. Thank you, Richard. I'm glad to have you with us live. Awesome. Write your questions down. Signals in sight is very weak. Really? Let me check why that is. Why is the signal so weak? So right now it's saying health is good. Maybe I'm reading chat from a long time ago. Tanvir HDTV. Okay, Tanvir, you get a gold star. He's been coming 3 weeks straight every single day. Sir, I am wondering where you work. What job allows you to come every day? Probably we have like a good time where you work in the evening or in the morning and you can come to these webinars. Amazing. Let's have a profitable week ahead. Round of applause for you, Tanvir. Good job that you come every day. Saif Waga, hello. Ahmad Pura Mahmoudian, hello, hello. Ankitet, don't understand your language, but hello to you anyway. Jai Project. Now India, good to see you guys. So did anybody watch Billions? I'm not getting any reply. Good day, sir. Louisiana, hey, welcome, girl. Equabal Malik, hello, sir. Tell me withdraw date. I don't know your withdraw date. And Kitan, Adimaywil Yusuf, hey buddy, hello to you as well. Richard Chacha, I've watched Billion to season 3, really an interview about the hedge fund world. Yeah, so much fun. Love that webinar. Like the season 4 came out, first 2 episodes, I was like, yee, ho, ho, ho. It's so good. It's so good. It talks about, anyways, I'll let you guys watch it. Finglish behaves, remove non-quan. Don't understand. Handsome surf, you've had. Thank you. Maman Super Herman, dear. Telegram de Reese. Yaroslav, been a while. Big Momo. Bro, I swear, just lately I was thinking of like, man, Big Momo came for like 1 week and then he disappeared. Either A, he lost all his money, or B, he moved on to bigger, better things. So either way, I'm glad that you're here with us again. I got a lot of great information for you. I'm trying to get through chat real quick so we can get started with the lesson. Market always goes against me. So yeah, Olanilua Okeanika, I hope I answered your question. Glammy Twisted, wow, we got all the good people back in chat. Holy smokes, you guys are ready to go. This is incredible. Like, I had a great weekend. I went to the gym 2 times. I visited my grandmother, took care of her, fixed her computer, and then I just learned about trading. I'm learning about level 2 right now, which is the market footprint, market delta, and the order flow. Really interesting. We don't have it on the MetaTrader platform, but we do have it on NinjaTrader and Interactive. I can't mention other names, but anyways, yeah, just super fun, lots of learning, and again, back on Monday, ready to work, feeling pumped up. It's a great time to be alive, you guys. So Serene Stanley, why does the LinkTree platform respond faster in the demo account than the real account? That happens everywhere because the demo account is virtual, so all your trades are like, they happen in thin air. But on the live account, you get connected to other traders. So can you imagine there's somebody across the world trading at the same time, like your early morning, late night for them. You guys are trading at the same time. You need to be connected. Why and why? Oof, poor girl. Olinula, I feel really bad for you. I can imagine the stress you're under. Even though 200 bucks isn't much, but it's a lot. When I lost $2,000, I threw up. I threw up and I had to drink like a sedative. It was pretty bad. So I feel your pain. I'm sorry that happened to you. Thank you so much for your that's okay. Oh, Glammy Twisted. So she's saying, I'm not sure I'll be able to keep up on billions. So this is important. Remember, we talked about emotional capital. This is one of the things a lot of people forget about, right? If you trade every day and you're losing money, you're going to get worn out. And you're going to say, this is BS. I hate this. I hate a limb trade. Everybody sucks, right? That's not the case. You need to keep your mind in tune. So after a long day, I remember when I worked from the bottom, I started like from the bottom. I almost was a cleaning guy. Almost, not quite. But when I started from the bottom, it sucked. My life was really bad. And I had to come home every day and I would watch one episode of Billions. It was like a little morsel for me, like a little boost to my motivation, to my lifestyle. And I watched. So I watched everything all in one day. I watched like 2 seasons in one day. I stayed up all night and I was like energized. Yeah, let's go. And then to keep that motivation going, after struggling and struggling and struggling, I would watch one episode at night, and it was like a tasty, juicy treat that would keep my mind going. I would dream about, being a hedge fund manager and a billionaire. And so it's really important that you guys motivate yourself. Indicator SMA, simple moving average. That's right. I have here we have 2 SMAs. EMAs, exponentially moving averages, put more weight in the front of the line so that it changes with the market quicker than the SMA. So, Olymmetry platform. Okay, so I'm answering those questions. We're almost done with the questions, you guys, so think of that. On demo account, it looks possible, but put some practice on real account with same practice, nop, and nop. Keep on the demo account until you have confidence. That's why I talk about confidence a lot. In any ordeal that has to deal with your skills, with you as an athlete, think of this as a money sport. This is a money sport. So if you feel like a loser, don't trade. Okay, only when you feel super confident, and even if you're not capable, but you believe in yourself, you'll have more success, right? But again, it's not the fake belief, it's the belief that is coupled with confidence and backtesting. Backtesting is very important. We'll talk about that on a later seminar. And I want to invite all of you, come tomorrow. We're going to dissect the MetaTrader platform. Tomorrow is going to be all day, no questions, only MetaTrader platform. I will teach you how to make trades, how to put on indicators, how stop losses and take profits work, how to put a trailing stop in, what is a buy limit, what is a stop limit, everything you need to get used to the platform. And then later on, we'll go deeper and deeper, and I'll give you guys some life hacks on how to use the platform. Short time trade, good or not, Sachil Singla. Short time is not a good time to trade. So keep on the daily time frame. If you're starting out, don't go below the 1 hour, ever. Don't ever go below the 1 hour. That's my Charen, hey, welcome. I think we should take our losses as a lesson, but not as a trauma. Yeah, that's a good idea. And the best traders, including Warren Buffett, including the millionaire hedge fund managers, they all lost. They all lost. There's just everybody's had a huge loss before, and a lot of them got wiped out in 2008, lost everything. And the best ones that are doing the best right now are still there, but they still lost. But they learned from that and made up from that. And my favorite principles, Ray Dalio. My favorite hedge fund manager is Ray Dalio because he wrote a book that said, I love pain. I love difficulty. Every time that something is hard in my life, I trained myself to enjoy it. I trained myself to understand that I will get through this no matter what, and I will be better at the end of it. And I thought, wow, I always knew that the more crappier your life is, the better person you are. My life was very difficult, and I always, kept in mind that the struggle is good, the bustle and struggle and hustle. But now it's fantastic that I have another understanding that you can love it. You can love the difficulty in life, and you can never, give up. So anyways, I don't want to put too much water in this. How to predict resistance and support. So you go onto the daily time frame. This is freedom for all. And then you grab these bottom ones and these top ones. So when you start from the closest ones to you, like here, here, and here, you can see that later on, actually, this level right here is also here and here. So the levels that we have on the graph are actually very spaced out throughout time. And if we go back in the graph, back here, this level that I have, right, it's currently there, but it's also been a level that has been respected throughout time. So basically, you pick the outlying moments where market sentiment shifts, where we shift in the other direction. Those are support and resistance levels. Hello from Tanzania, Wisley Bronsley, welcome, man. Great stuff. Angela Mongeli, welcome, welcome. You guys, awesome to have so many people that enjoy this thing. Hello from Saudi Arabia, if you've had, welcome, welcome. Hello, apply VIP test drive, support team, tell me VIP test drive active, but my account not show me VIP option. Again, that's not a question for me. I'm a market analyst. If you ask me what's going to happen with the euro dollar tomorrow, I can give you a few options. But if you're asking me about your VIP account, I have no idea, bro. So I'm sorry about that. Aridia Sultan, 1 minute trades are profitable. No, 1 minute trades are chaos. It's gambling. Stay away from 1 minute trades. Richard Chacha, please explain to me about resistance support lines. All right, I hope I did that a little bit. Sir, could you please give me more information on 1 to 5 minute strategies? I can't. I don't trade those strategies. Hello from Ghana. Cody, welcome, bro. Hello to everyone. Samtari. Good morning, people. I wish all good luck. Profitable week. Oh, here we are. Quarter 2. That's right. Quarter 2 started last week. Quarter 1 ended, and the S&P 500 ended in the top echelon, right? Whoa, we're going to talk about that today. I have no idea about trading. Started with $10. My surprise, it has multiplied 6x. So Adi Junji piece, great job. Congratulations. I recommend you take half of it off right now. Withdraw from your account and enjoy your profits, because you will lose all of it if you keep trading the way you are. To make a 6x profit, you have to be risking a whole ton. So please go ahead and please, what's it called? Take off some of your money. Tell me the most preferable time frame to trade, also how far the expiration time should be. So for options, most preferable time frame is 1 to 1 day, and expiration, again, depending on the graph that you have. So if you're trading off of resistance levels or support levels, like here, I'll put on some support and resistance levels right now, you guys, here, because you guys were asking for it. So horizontal line, there's 1, and there's 2. You see how we're stuck at that level? To trade up into it is very scary. And if we look back in history, see how these levels, they all have been, like this level down here. Do you see how it's been respected for a really long time? And here too, perfect. Like we put this level back there just now. And a year and exactly 1 year ago, it was also a level that price traded off of. This is how important support and resistance levels are. Do you see how price fits very neatly into it? Like boom, look at that. It gaps right to above that level and shoots up. So really, really interesting, something that you guys, it's very easy to learn. It's not a science, it's more of an art. Nonetheless, this is how it's done. Again, high time frame, outliers in price. Hello from Nigeria. Hello. 10 VRHC No, I'm just a little 20-year-old boy pursuing my career investing and looking for financial freedom at the age of 23. That's a really nice timeline. Anyways, good to have you with us, Tanvir. Sir, what time frame is best for trading? 1 hour to 1 day. Hello, Nazif Sheik. Which day is good for trading? Tuesday to Thursday, I have my best results, but Monday and Friday is good for fading. So if you have whatever idea you have, if you go against it, you may have some success there. Awesome. Okay, great. Let's get to our trading. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is US oil, right? I've been very bullish all the way from here. We've been talking about professional traders loading up. Now, look at where we are right now, my friends. We are at a very important level at the Fibonacci level, the 50% of this move down. And it's actually not all the way 50%. It was moved by accident there and there. So actually we broke through the 50% level, and then let's make this so it doesn't move. And the thing that I'm reading right now from the oil market is that we closed out the peak with a sense of progress, but now it's come a time to evaluate. And when we evaluate, we see that the first quarter was extraordinary for oil, right? This is the end of the first quarter, just extraordinary. But the carryover into the weeks ahead looks a little bit more sluggish. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out to you guys, have a look here, please. Do you see this oversold area right here? We are very, very oversold. And if we look back in the graph, like see how the price is jumbled around here? If we look back in the graph, okay, we got jumbled here, we shot down. Again, jumbled here, we shot down. Here, long time of being jumbled up, and what happens next? A huge fall down. Same thing here, we're jumbled up above, and then we have a sort of a small correction, and then we fall again. So this is what I wanted to point out to you guys. Whenever price really gets jumbled up, we then have a correction. So for this week, for those of you that are taking my word at what we're looking at, I'm looking for oil weakness. Now, we do have to keep in mind the fluctuating reserves of the oil market. And in China, manufacturing PMI came out real good, guys. So this is another bullish indication that all is well in the world arena. But here on Wednesdays, we usually have crude oil inventories. So keep in mind that if you're going to short oil, short it, making sure that there's no fundamental factors that are affecting it, and then get out of your position on Wednesday so that you can take in the news and see what's going to happen later. Now, another factor that's really not letting markets sleep so well is the British pound. Now, before we had this light blue channel line going up, so we broke through it last Wednesday or Thursday, and now there's a new trend line. If we go from here to here, we broke down through it and retested this level. So right now, this looks like a break and retest of a counter trend, because the global trend for the pound is down. Now, if we do get this trend, there's a lot of uncertainty with Brexit. Sterling is set close, just above breakdown, and Brexit negotiations are really weighing in on price heavily. There's a lot of negative sentiment coming from European Union leaders just bad-mouthing Europe. Norway last week said that they don't want them a part of their trade union that they have with the European Union. Germany came out and said that British Parliament is just a bunch of, I won't repeat his words, but they basically have a silver spoon in their mouth, and they have no idea what the general public wants and or needs, because they're too rich. They're too rich, and they don't care about regular people. But anyways, those are not my words. Those are the words of the German trade minister, I believe. Anyway, somebody representing German trade interests. And basically the pound graph right now is giving me more signals that we're going down than any kind of other signal. So I would like to wait until we actually start, and I would like to see 2 or 3 red candles before I get in on a short trade. And if I do get in on a short trade, it'll be for 1 day, because I know if there's 2 or 3 red candles, the next candle with a good probability will be a red one, and I just want to scalp. I want to get my 20, 50 points, and I'm out, taking my cash off the table, cashing in, going south. All of those beautiful poker terms. Does anybody play poker? Can you go ahead and say it in chat? Because we can play poker. There's a way to arrange that. I'd love to play poker with some of my fans or some of my listeners. Now, another thing that I wanted to look at here, guys, is the dollar average. Now, you can go ahead and just plop in the DXY, but basically the DXY is a euro graph that's inverted. So there's something better that I teach my students. Let me just get rid of this. That's old news, but this guy here, this is the graph that we use to to measure the dollar against the yen, the pound, the CAD, the euro, the Aussie, the Kiwi, the franc. And what do we have here? You guys saw on the other graph, it was just a teeny tiny red candle. But here, we have 2 red candles. So what do you think is going to happen on Monday and Tuesday? The dollar's going to fall. So when we do have 2 red candles, there's very rare that the next candle is not a red candle as well. So get out your calculators, get out your trading accounts, and go ahead and be prepared to short the dollar, because we are again more towards the top of this channel, and you can see how big the channel is. We are more towards the top of the channel. We even still have a ways to go if we want to get to these lower points, which aren't super duper low. So we have a ways to go here until 113, and then even lower if dollar weakness persists, but at least to the middle of the graph there's ways for the dollar to fall. One of my absolute favorite indicators, and also fundamentally there's been a batch of poor US data last week that came out saying that the resurgence of the dollar in the past few days and the push higher is running out of steam, which we saw right here. The dollar really is making another leg down. Now, another really interesting thing that we can do is measure, how long it takes for the dollar to fall, how many days it usually goes. So here, if we do this, okay, one sec, you guys. Coordinate style. Show bars range. This is what I want. So 12 bars, 12 days. It took 12 days here and a little bit less here. And it took 10 days there. So right now we're only on the first 2 days down. So if we measure how many more days we have to go, ooh, I kind of messed that up. Here we go. So at least, okay, let's take it at least here, at least 8 bars. We have a week and a half of dollar weakness ahead of us. Now, this isn't fact. This is just preliminary analysis that I want you guys to keep track of. Now, let's look at gold. This is another theme that we are going to be looking at this week. Now, I'm kind of sorry about this circle, but this is a really good indication of what a reversal pattern looks like. So for those of you that are really bullish gold, beware, be careful, take it easy. This is a what, chat? If you guys were in the room and you guys probably would have had your hands up, you would have said head and shoulders pattern. That's right, this is a head and shoulders pattern. In fact, we have the lower shoulders slumping down a little bit more, which is an indication that we are going to be dipping lower. Now, if I start this little support and resistance line right here, this is going to be the shoulders of the thing. We can even move it up a little bit just because we have the shoulder pattern a little higher. So right there is the break point. So if we break through it, we are going to go from here to here. How much is that? Basically, the drop down that we have will be to here, and that'll be to 1240, which is another level of support and resistance. If we go through here like this, boom, you guys can see that this is a huge level of resistance that we have in the gold market. So a drop down to here is very probable, very likely, and then from here we'll have a short consolidation. But we are really oversold right now, and gold rarely stays oversold for, oh, never mind. It can stay oversold in a market already, but if we're just fluctuating around, like here and here, gold rarely stays oversold because a lot of technical traders keep their eye on this market. So that's something that I wanted to show you guys for gold. Keep in mind that this bearish reversal pattern is in play currently. All right, next thing that we're looking at is the euro dollar. Here we have the euro dollar ahead of us, excuse me. And we are at the bottom of a channel. Now, remember we talked about dollar bearishness? Well, the euro is a good place to get in a long position. Now, see how we bounced off this level of support that we've had for a really long time, for about a little less than a year, for about 3.5 quarters. And we had the bounce already. Now, the only thing that worries me is this candle pattern, but hey, you can't have perfect candles or perfect days. So this is a signal that we are moving in the opposite direction. I would wait for a little bit more confirmation. Let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame. But all in all, this signal looks good to go. Now here, if we beat 112.50, I think we can go ahead and enter long positions. So just going above this previous high here, we could have a bounce off of this, so it'll look just like this. It'll be bouncing up and then down. And then from that down bounce after we hit here, then we could take the trade all the way up here, either to the 200 exponential moving average or to this trend line here that we have from all the way, at the start of last year. So 12th of April. Also, there are all the drivers that were negative for the euro have finalized. And even the CPI, which came out today, couldn't drag down the price of the euro too much. So this is an indication that we're ready to move in the opposite direction. And keep in mind that there's other forces at work. Not only are we traders dictating the price of the market, but also central banks dictate currency prices through currency manipulation, verbal intervention, current interest rates, and other tools that aren't all available to us, for our understanding and that we can analyze. So all in all, this looks like a good picture even for a fade trade. To the upside, everything is looking positive in our direction. Now, the last 3 graphs that I want to look at are equity markets, which are basically stock markets of the world. If we look at the UKX is the FTSE 100. These are the top 100 companies in Great Britain. Look at the beautiful peak that we had. Now, when I looked at this graph over the weekend, we were at the very top. We were peaked out above here. And obviously, this level was a huge level that we had, around the previous times. That was a level of resistance. So the obvious way that price would go down now is, that it would now go is down. Right, we jumped off from that huge level that we had up here, and now there should be a short correction to about, this is a good place to put your Fibonacci retracement, from the impulse of the bottom to the impulse to the top, drag it out just a little bit more, and here we can drop all the way down to this level of support that price has been bouncing off around for some time. Now, like I said, there's a lot of pressure on the British economy. Now, the manufacturing PMI definitely would have increased price on their stock market. Purchasing Managers Index is basically an index that gives an understanding to investors and regulators how willing and how much supplies businesses have purchased to produce goods or services. I hope that makes sense. If you do have a question about what an indicator is, you can go and read about it right here. And you can even click on the report itself from the regulator and read more in detail about it. It's really interesting, and I recommend to anybody who wants to learn more about trading on the news. Now, another interesting market that we have that also has a huge spike up that we should look at to trade in the first part of this week is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, DXY, excuse me. All right, Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, they've also been on a really nice uptrend. Unfortunately, their triangle is sloping downwards, but usually this is a consolidation pattern, you guys. Consolidation patterns always have a breakout to whatever direction they were going in before, and in our case the direction is up. Now the only thing that bugs me is that we still have not beat this support level. It would have been better if we beat it and then kind of had the triangle going up, but the US markets are uncertain at this time about what's going to happen. But if you do want to make a quick short and see what happens, if you can get in right here at this opportunity and the market doesn't gap up or down, you can expect the price to travel to the center of the triangle with a relatively high expectancy. So if you're looking for a high probability trade, the probability that it will go down into this level before making a breakout is very, very high, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually on the 5th or 6th leg we have a breakout. Because the 5th one we didn't have a breakout, more likely it'll be on the 6th leg or 7th leg if we drop down to the middle and up again, or if we drop to the middle and then out, then again it'll be on the 6th leg. And last but not least, if we have a look at the SPY index, we can see that the first quarter of 2019 was pretty bullish. All in all, we closed in the upper echelon of price range, and we did break out, and we have the triangle that we were talking about. So after we broke out, the triangle looks like this. So this, to me, it's just a technical pattern, so I'm not putting extreme amounts of confidence into it, but really this does give me a little bit more, you know, I'm not as negative as I previously was on the US stock market. There's not enough sentiment to go around, but every time price dips down and all of my trader friends are, ooh, the world is coming to an end, you know, price shoots up. It doesn't only stagger up, it shoots up. So there is a lot of interest and a lot of belief in the US stock market that it is still going good and strong. And it is the strongest economy in the world, so if any market can make it in these difficult times, it will be the US market. So I wanted to drive that home to you guys. Now, one more special duper duper graph that I have for you guys today before we go into questions is going to be the bond yields. Now, this is a graph that spooked what's it called? Regulators, and spooked the Fed into stopping raising interest rates. This dropped down, and then subsequently this dropped down when we couldn't get more momentum in a reversal. This is what really scared the Federal Reserve into not raising interest rates this year again. And so I just want to bring up this graph periodically, just showing how close we are to negative interest rates. So can you believe buying government bonds from the most solid country in the world and not having any return? Obviously, where are you going to invest? If the stock market is falling, if bond yields are falling, the sky is falling. We are going to be investing in gold, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, and reserve stocks like utilities. I want you to know that I talk about safe haven assets. Utilities are also safe haven asset, because no matter how bad the economy is, people need to have lights, people need to have water, and people need to use toilet paper. Anyways, so Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, companies like that provide very basic, you know, drugs and needs for the economy, they continue to be stable. Not grow, but be stable. But what is the biggest return that we get on the stock market? Dividends. Dividends is what keeps investors invested for the long term. So even if the economy is falling, you can sit through that, you know, for a few years, maybe even 2-3 years before the stock market recovers, but you will be getting dividends, which is pretty important. It'll keep you going through that time. Okay, so that's what I had for you guys today. Let's quickly look at the calendar, what we have. So the Royal Bank of Australia is going to be making their interest rate decision tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. They're probably going to keep it flat, and they're probably going to have another negative outlook, just like the Royal Bank of New Zealand did. Now, Royal Bank of New Zealand has an extra 0.25% to its interest rate, and they came out and said that they will lower interest rates. That's why the New Zealand dollar fell so heavily last week. But the RBA, they don't have that luxury. So I don't predict that they will have such a negative connotation, because they have less room to wiggle down. Nonetheless, the stock market will move if before, other economic data like core retail sales, CPI, construction PMI, PPI, PMI, all those things, they used to have an effect. Non-farm payrolls used to have an effect. Now less so. Now inflation data has the biggest market moving effect, and interest rates decisions, because we are at that time where interest rates are going to begin to change because governments need a way of controlling their economies, and they do that through monetary policy and their respective central banks. Also, we have on Wednesdays crude oil inventories. If you're an oil speculator, this is a very important figure to watch, as this affects oil heavily. And in the last 3 weeks, it's been very different from the forecast, thus resulting in huge moves in the market and very predictable right after the news come out. So that is something for you guys to keep in mind. And here we have ADP non-farm payrolls, or sorry, non-farm employment change. This is a precursor to non-farm payrolls on Friday. So really important that you guys keep in mind that this will give you an idea of employment data in the US for a few days to come. Here we have the Indian interest rate decision, right? Indian rupee. For those of you from India, look at this. This is interesting from you guys to keep in mind. It looks like you're going to be raising interest rates, and a lot of the emerging economies are raising interest rates, just like Turkey. Turkey has had a lot of interesting things. There's local elections on Sunday, represented a big test, and the verdict was mixed. Basically, it's about equal, but the alliance was held on rural strongholds and lost in the capital cities and along the Mediterranean coast, because the financial politics that President Erdogan has been having are very, very strict. And the interest rate flew from like 60% to over 100%, during last week, and that was really bad for the lira. It dipped on concern that the government will double down on policies of populism. Now, the volatility was a central feature of the 2018 August slip that we had on the Turkish lira. What we have here, the daily graph. So here, the fall that we had in August was mainly due to those populist policies, and the same issue reared its head last week when the funding rates rocketed to the highest of 2 decades before calming down through yield-hungry Japanese retail investors going long on the lira. That could cause a headache. Basically, the interest rate in Japan is negative, and in Turkey is so positive that extra cash from Japan is flowing into Turkey, because Turkey is a stable economy, and for a quick trade for a few months to maybe half a year is relatively interesting. All right, so the Turkey's interest rate right now is just a little bit below 25%, so around 24%. It's 24%. That is humongous, you guys. Even Russia only went to 21 during the economic crisis. So pretty huge. So that's it for today's webinar, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see what you guys are saying in chat, answer some of your questions, and then we will finish up today. Remember to come tomorrow and invite your friends. If you have somebody that's new to trading and they want to learn a new platform, how to use it, tomorrow we're going to spend a whole hour talking about the platform, its benefits, how you can open and close trades for it, basically everything you need to know to quickly assimilate knowledge of trading in that platform. It'll be a really fun time for you guys. I'll try to crack as many jokes as possible and give you guys some life hacks to make sure that you are up and running in a jiffy and very confident in using that platform, because it's always scary learning new technology. No matter what you pick up doing, even a new telephone, when you get it, can seem overwhelming just because of the so many gadgets and neat things that you can do and bells and whistles. It's just like, whoa. Yeah, exactly. Monthly logistics, exactly. Enjoy your money. It makes absolute sense. You know, it's basic. I don't know if this is the right word, but it's basic gambling knowledge that when you double your initial gambling amount, you get out of the casino and you take that money. Like this is law. This is gambling law. If you don't do it, you have the probability of you losing everything increases exponentially. So monthly logistics, go ahead, take your money off the account, enjoy it, keep the initial $10 on the account, and continue trading the trade strategy you are trading so you can gain more experience and more confidence. And congratulations to you, sir. Fifth had just, being really giving me so many compliments, I'm blushing if I wasn't red-faced already. And it's not because I'm drunk, because I don't drink at all, and I'm in the office. So, but thank you for your kind words. Chris Damien, hey buddy. No, no, no. It's absolutely. Now, the broker is very good with not manipulating their currency. If you go here and click regulation, you can see that not only the International Financial Commission, but also Verify My Trade has confirmed that Olymp Trade is a good broker, and they have A category. It's not certification. Oh, it is certification. But basically, if you go to Verify My Trade, if you go to Verify My Trade, it is a third-party company that a lot of retail traders use to check their broker. They're not tied to Olymp Trade. They did not make money from Olymp Trade. And Olymp Trade went to them themselves and asked, can you verify our platform? Basically what this means is that they have great execution, they have good commissions, and that the price that they actually show on the graph is correct compared to all the other brokers. So it means that they fall in the very top category of reliability of broker execution. That's what Verify My Trade does. It's an amazing platform that allows you to check, if your broker is, lying or not. And basically Olymp Trade is not. Like I know from being inside the brokerage, I know that they work really hard to uphold all sorts of rules and to work to helping their client. They created a whole education department and hired people like me to help you guys with your trading. They didn't have to do that. No, a lot of brokers, well, first of all, a lot of brokers do have their own education department, but they have different rules. They told me, Yaroslav, go out and trade people like you would do your family members so that they don't lose money, so that they can survive in these volatile and difficult markets. And I was like, okay, sure. What trading time frame would you recommend for a newbie? I would recommend 1 hour to 1 day. Honestly, month logistics, I would recommend you turn on the Forex platform, which is right here. See this Forex button here? Slap on the Forex platform and trade the daily graph. So each day you spend around an hour looking at different graphs, 1 day time frame. You spend your time looking at different graphs and trading on the daily time frame. Looks like my trade's not going so well. But it's not bad either. I think this is Thursday trade, yeah? Thursday or Wednesday. Some say indicators do not show what must have been seen. You agree with that? I agree that indicators are a very small part of my decision making. Indicators are an extremely small part, like maybe 5% of why I make a trade is due to indicators. They're more of a confirmation. They're more of a, oh, this is interesting, let's look at that. And they're more of like a comparison tool. Like here I have the Williams indicator comparison, just showing me how price behaves when it reaches an over. Like here you can already see this is overbought. This is way overbought. And it's been overbought for a long time. And it's even aimed going upwards. So sooner or later we're going to have a crash. But this just shows me that, okay, it's overbought. It's 100% overbought. And then I zoom in and have a look at the price action where it is compared to the EMA. I read some news on oil. I just go ahead and Google oil, WTI oil news or indicators or economic news. I also look at the crude oil inventories for the last month You know, there's a lot more that goes in than just indicators. Indicators are good for beginners that don't want to spend that time looking at graphs or spend that time learning about the asset class that they're trading. So indicators are useful, but they're not the end all. They're not the begin all or end all. Love status by SPS. Can I deposit 15 or 16 amount? Yeah, we had a guy just deposit 10 bucks. How could I make a deposit? You click the make a deposit button. Where you mostly learned your trading knowledge? Where? Everywhere, everywhere. So I knew a girl once who used to write for the New York Times. The New York Times. This is one of the most prestigious publications in the world, hands down. And she quit. She quit to play poker. What? You did what? And she said that she was getting too comfortable in her job. She said that she was, too happy, things were too nice, and she wanted to make her life exciting. And she was a young girl. I think she was 27 when she quit working there. I mean, she could have had a fantastic career and been rich because the New York Times pays well to their people. Sorry, with the corner of my eye sealed, Jen is like, I just only play and like a gamble. Well, hallelujah to you, friend. Good job and good luck. That's one way of looking at it, and that's fine. Like, I knew guys that got incredibly rich. They were gamblers, but when they got rich, guess what happened to them? They become alcoholics and drug addicts. So if you approach it like that, you might get lucky. You probably won't. But if you approach it like a job that takes discipline and you have that discipline, then you will end up better off. Like, I'm really glad I didn't get rich when I was really young because I was a little bit crazy when I was young. And as I got older, as I got more into trading, I realized I'm actually a calm person, or I'm actually a stable person, not calm. I am energetic, but that's good trading short-term time frames. Like scalping intraday is it's better to be quick-minded, quick-witted, than to be slow and sluggish and balanced and weighed out. No, balanced is good, but there's a lot of people that take too long to make a decision. You need a little bit of that's great for investing long term, but you need a little bit of a different mind state for investing in the short term. All right. Okay. Sir, what's the difference between Forex and binary options? The way that you trade. Binary options put you in a rigid time frame that you make a trade, and then depending on where price is relevant to that trade, you make a killing. Forex works a little bit differently. You open a trade, and the amount that price moves away from your entry point, if it moves to the positive, you make money. If it moves to the negative, you lose money. I hope that makes sense. How do I go back to the old Trade platform I want the old one back, please? Esther Thompson, unfortunately, I can't help you because I moved to the demo account as well, and I can't go back. So what you can do, though, is have a totally new platform. Like, look at this. Very soon, tomorrow, we're going to go through this bad boy, and I'm going to show you how to trade using this platform, a Limp Trade MetaTrader platform. So good stuff. What books do you recommend to read about binary options for newbies? Now, I don't know about books that are written about binary options, but there's a lot of books that are written for just trading in general. And for beginners, I recommend starting with Japanese candles. So there's a book called Japanese Candles Trading. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's you can Google trading books, and you can get a lot of really good information to deal with technical analysis, Japanese candles, and then I would recommend moving straight to fundamental analysis, analyzing economic indicators, interpreting economic data, and predicting economic key data sets for the future. Basically, being able to analyze and predict fluctuations in the economy. That way you have an understanding of the business cycle and where things are going in the near future. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. 2 more questions. What time is good to trade? A good time to trade is from 12, which is the start of this webinar, until 5 p.m. GMT. So basically, you have a window of about 5 hours. That is a good time to trade. And what indicators are best according to you? Arya Sultan asking some good questions. I'm really proud of you for asking those questions. Uh, it's a good time to trade, or sorry, what indicators? The best indicators that I think are exponential moving averages, one of 250. Also, the Williams percent R is good. It's an oscillator showing you when price is overbought or oversold. You can either do 14 or 21. 21 is a little bit more stable. Let me show you what that looks like right now. So it really shows us when we're hanging out in the middle, but 14 is a little bit more volatile, but that's what we need in a short-term market. And let's see what else. What else? You can use the parabolic SAR. It's also a good indicator. I also use Bollinger Bands when I'm scalping intraday. It shows you when we are in, when price has reached an outlier, and it's a good time to fade those outliers. Also, I use Bollinger Bands when we're moving in a trend. If we're moving really in a trend and we hit the middle line, usually that's a simple moving average, right? Bollinger Bands use a basic 14-period simple moving average. That's another trade to get down, or sorry, to get long if we're in an uptrend. Ichimoku is a little bit more difficult and it takes up a lot of space on the screen. Like, look at that, that's crazy. So if you use only one indicator, you can use Ichimoku. Basically, there's a lot of moving averages in there and a lot of levels that you can chart from. There you go, Glammy Twisted Japanese Candlestick Charting Patterns by Steve Neeson. That's it, that's the one right there. You actually, yeah, that's exactly the one. Thank you so much, Glammy, you're the best. Sentiment is actually very important. Sentiment is how many traders out of these 15,000 that are long or short. All the traders are long, and honestly, I'm a counter trader, counter sentiment trader. So if everybody's long, I'm short, because as we know, a lot of people are wrong trading the markets, are wrong. So sentiment, because this isn't professional traders, right? This isn't the COT report that I showed you guys on Friday. This is the sentiment indicator from these people trading, and these are people who are not professionals. So I go against whatever sentiment is. That's another life hack and another really good indicator for you to use. All right, guys, that's it for today's webinar. My name is Yaroslav Birchenko. I wanted to thank you for your time. I wanted to thank you for your attention and wish you guys good luck trading out there. Come back for tomorrow's webinar and invite your friends, because we will go through a lot of really interesting information. You guys take care of yourselves and of your money. Peace.